I'm certainly more educated than Donald J. Trump, primarily because I paid attention more than he did. I'm only in 11th grade now. It is 2020, January 2020, and I would certainly make a slightly more competent president than Trump. Anyway, due to being able to work with people better than he does, and I also plan to bring the Republicans and Democrats together and achieve both political parties' goals. You know, the current problems with our political system could be avoided if we just abolish the Electoral College. However, the banks and other powerful interests who benefit from it ultimately want to keep it. So, vote for me in 2020. Some of the things I would do differently as president than Donald John Trump involve getting us off of fossil fuels in the next 4 years, switching to renewable energy like hydro, solar, geothermal, and of course one other difference will be either we would have a bipartisan interaction. One political party wouldn't dominate everything, and another difference will be that I will work with both political parties to achieve goals that are fair to both. And I will have advisors from all sides of things. Republicans, Democrats, both could be on my team of advisors. And besides, even though I'm as inexperienced as Trump was, I would need to listen to my advisors, unlike Trump. It's time to take back our democracy, do what is right, and make sure that our nation is safe again. The Republicans have let the Russians hack the elections in their favor. It's time to simply control. It's time we take our country back from foreign interference. Let's make sure that nobody can ever interfere in the election again. Let's make sure that no foreign power has an opportunity to interfere in the election. Let's have fair trials rather than those sham trials rigged by Mitch McConnell. What exactly I mean by that is that Mitch McConnell tried to rig the Senate trial in Trump's favor, primarily so that Trump would get acquitted rather than convicted. However, that just validates the point that it wouldn't technically be a fair trial. Election security will be beneficial to our country. It will ensure that no president now or future could cheat in any election ever again. It would ultimately create benefits to the United States. And as a bonus, there might be a way to also do electoral reform as well. Sure, it might be possible through legislation, and that would benefit both political parties to eliminate the Electoral College. Then the people could have the direct vote. This isn't the 1800s or the 1700s anymore. During the 1700s, most people were uneducated. And that's what the Electoral College was designed for. In modern times, people have access to a greater amount of education than in the 1700s. What would matter is who could use it. Some education may disrupt critical thinking skills, while other bits of education may enhance it, depending on how it is used. However, that might explain why Republicans are so reluctant to convict Trump. However, we need secure elections. I promise you I will not ask for foreign interference in the election. I should earn this based on my own merit, instead of what Trump's allegedly done. And for those of you Republicans who are listening, it's time that he had something that benefited all social classes instead of the top 1%. It's time that he governed responsibly rather than having an idiot in office. Donald Trump has proven himself to be an idiot. It's time to regain control of our democracy and to save the United States from further humiliation and against other countries. And it is time to guarantee military aid to the Ukraine, and so that our country he can continue to stand for democracy and doing what's right. What Russia did in interfering with the 2016 election ultimately caused the greatest political scandal of all time. One that's come to dominate the previous 4 years in the entire life of Donald Trump. Lately, at least while he's in office. His entire life, the Russians have been grooming him for political office so that he can ruin the United States of America. Well, today, people, I ask you, who do you think could stand up to Trump? Let's get back control of our democracy. As we have observed with Trump, there are computers in our election process that could be hacked, as the Russians hacked them in the previous election. Now, supposedly, 99% of votes cast in 2020 will be counted either by computers or computerized voting machines or scanners. Now, those can be hacked, and thus that can influence who's in office. However, we would need to double check these things and prepare our voting machines by making them as secure as possible. Risk-limiting audits make it possible to recover from malware, supposedly, as I am reading off of this website. However, the voters' choices would not be correctly counted if a voter makes a mistake, or if a machine that reads the ballot misrecords the voters' selections. We would need to audit the results by trying at first to disconfirm the computer tabulated outcome, and we no longer need to trust these computers. I'm certainly more educated than Donald J. Trump, primarily because I paid attention more than he did. I'm only in 11th grade now. It is 2020, January 2020, and I would certainly make a slightly more competent president than Trump. Anyway, due to being able to work with people better than he does, and I also plan to bring the Republicans and Democrats together and achieve both political parties' goals. You know, the current problems with our political system could be avoided if we just abolish the Electoral College. However, the banks and other powerful interests who benefit from it ultimately want to keep it. So, vote for me in 2020. It's time we take our country back from foreign interference. Let's make sure that nobody can ever interfere in the election again. Let's make sure that no foreign power has an opportunity to interfere in the election. Let's have fair trials rather than those sham trials rigged by Mitch McConnell.